The American Concrete Pumping Association would like to help in the effort to protect the health and safety of pumpers, employees, and customers. You have a responsibility to yourself, to your family, and to your coworkers to use good judgment and stay safe. This video is intended to increase awareness of common hazards found around concrete pumps and pumping jobs, and to provide safety guidance for avoiding those hazards. Refrain from using drugs and alcohol. The effects of drugs and alcohol remain in your system long after you've used them. They slow your response time and dull your thinking. Remain drug and alcohol free for the safety of you and your co-workers. Be on time for work. Hurrying to make up for lost time leads to taking unnecessary chances, which could lead to accidents. Get sufficient rest and allow adequate time to drive to work safely. Always wear correct personal protective equipment. These include a hard hat, safety glasses, hearing protection, snug-fitting work clothes, and a safety vest. Cloth or leather gloves are worn for general use, and steel-toed boots are recommended. A breathing mask should be worn when working around cement dust. There are numerous ways you could be injured around a pumping job. Review the warning labels regularly to remind you of the hazards. When getting on or off the pump or truck, use the three-point rule. The three-point rule is 1 hand and 2 feet, or 2 hands and 1 foot are to be in contact with a secure surface at all times. Jumping off the unit can cause knee, leg, and back trouble now, and has a cumulative effect as you get older. To avoid injury to your back, always make sure to lift properly. A 5-inch pipe full of concrete weighs 310 pounds. Ask a coworker to help you. Keep your back straight and lift with your legs instead of your back. Never turn or twist while picking up an object, whether it's heavy or not. When you carry a pipe, be careful of your fingers. You must remember to remove your fingers from the end of the pipe before you set it down and join the next pipe to be clamped. Carrying a pipe on your shoulder and walking on uneven, slippery ground can lead to falls and back strains. 2 men can carry 2 pipes safer than 1 man can carry 1 pipe. Ask a coworker to help you. Ask a coworker to help you load hoses. An empty hose weighs about 100 pounds. And they're awkward to load as they can flop or flex, putting you in unexpected and awkward positions. Watch for muddy and slippery areas. Be careful when deploying outriggers. When retracting manual outriggers, always use the handles to avoid finger and hand injuries. Be careful of pinch points in the area where the outrigger folds in. Be careful when dropping outrigger feet. When you pull the pin to drop the outrigger extension legs, be sure your feet are clear. Steel-toed boots should be worn. When pulling your outrigger pads off the truck, be careful not to twist your back. The pads are heavy, and when they swing, they can throw you off balance. If your outrigger pad gets stuck in the mud, use the outrigger hydraulic cylinder to lift it out. You could strain your back by trying to lift it. Stay clear of the outriggers when picking up the legs after a pour. If the pump is shifted, the outrigger may move unexpectedly when the weight is removed. Never walk into an area between the mixer truck and the back of the pump. Ready mix trucks with automatic transmissions may still be in gear. When the driver speeds up the engine, they may lurch unexpectedly. The brakes may not be set and the truck could roll. Be careful with the mixer truck chutes. Keep your hands clear when opening or closing them, as they can severely injure your hands. When working on the boom, use a proper work platform or work ladder. Do not climb on the boom, as you can easily fall off and injure yourself. Do not attempt to clean out blockages in pipelines with compressed air. Cleaning out with compressed air can be hazardous. Use compressed air for cleaning only as recommended by the manufacturer. If you have a plug, or if concrete sets up in your system, get help draining the pipes. They're heavy and awkward to handle. When operating the pump, never stand on the outriggers. The safest place is on the ground. The most common cause of fatal injuries on concrete pumping jobs is contact with power lines. If power lines are in the vicinity of the pour, use a spotter to warn you if the boom comes closer than 17 feet to the power lines. If this is not feasible, do not do the pour. Do not stand on walls higher than 10 feet that are not equipped with scaffolding. OSHA can fine you even though it is not your responsibility to put up the scaffold. Avoid walls and decks that do not have handrails. While you're concentrating on running the boom, you can fall off the deck or scaffold. Stay off the grates. This is the no-point rule. Never stand on or allow anyone else to stand on the hopper grates. Your foot can slip between the bars, or the grate can shift, causing you to fall into the hopper. Be careful around the water box. Never run the pump without the water box covers in place. If supplied, always replace the water box grates after they've been removed for maintenance. Always take the pump out of gear if you're working around the water box. Before you open the hopper grates for cleaning or to remove something, take the pump out of gear and bleed the accumulator of all stored pressure. Verify zero pressure on the accumulator before opening the hopper grate. If you lift the grate with your pump in gear, even with the agitator off, you or someone else could accidentally engage the agitator and you could be pulled into the hopper by the hose or by loose clothing snagged on the agitator. Never disable the hopper grate interlock switch. This device is designed to protect everyone near the pump when the grate is lifted. If for any reason you disable this or any safety device, you are setting yourself up for a potentially serious accident. When cleaning the hopper with bars or other tools, be certain the pump is out of gear. The agitator is stopped and the accumulator is drained. If the valve shifts and you have a bar in the hopper, the bar could hit you. Never stand in the hopper. If you are standing in the hopper and the valve shifts, you could be killed or seriously injured. Never reach into a concrete valve. If the valve shifts unexpectedly, you could be seriously injured. Use the proper tools to clean out the valve or removing anything from the valve. Never reach up into the cylinders through the cleanout door on the bottom of the hopper. If the valve shifts, you could be seriously injured. When oiling the rear of your pump, do not oil the steps or the decks. Slippery steps can cause a falling injury when getting on or off the pump. Keep the deck clean and orderly. Not only does it make it easier to find things, it makes it safer to move around the deck. Watch for tripping hazards like piles of wood, rebar, excavations, and unmarked obstacles. Pick a dry and level path if you can, even if it means going a little further. Don't run up on construction sites. If you trip, you could be severely injured. Avoid walking under the placing boom when possible. Stand away from the elbows at the back of the pump. Walk around the outriggers of the concrete pump. Please keep in mind these safety tips. Use proper lifting techniques whenever you lift something, even if it's not heavy. Lift with your legs and not your back. Be extra careful around obstructions, uneven terrain, and slippery conditions. Watch for falling hazards. Do not climb on the concrete pump outriggers or boom. Be careful of access panels with top-mounted hinges, especially ones with diamond plate faces. Be careful of toolbox doors that may look like a solid surface. Be mindful of open access doors, which could also be a tripping hazard. Watch out for pinch points. Drink plenty of water to avoid the possibility of dehydration or heat exhaustion. Both conditions are serious hazards to your health and can cause dizziness, disorientation, and confusion, which are hazards to you and your coworkers. Never talk on your cell phone when operating the boom. Your phone conversation is a distraction. Your coworkers are depending on you to be focused and in control of the machine at all times. Do not let the hose person hug the end hose. Showing him how to hold the hose at arm's length will save both of you aggravation. Protect yourself from lime burns by wearing rubber gloves and rubber boots when you are in direct contact with concrete. The allergic reaction to the lime can lead to dermatitis, severe burns, and even systemic poisoning. Never try to stop a hydraulic leak by holding a rag over the leak. Oil injection injuries are very serious, and most doctors do not understand how to treat them properly. Extensive research has been done in the area of treating hydraulic oil injuries. In the situation where an oil injection injury has happened, the attending physician must know the seriousness and proper treatment of the injury. Remember to follow good safety procedures at all times to keep yourself safe.